Podcast. It's Friday, the 25th of July, 2014. It's the best of something, but it's not the best of something.
It's the worst of.
Actually, this is an interesting list this week. So, this is the best/worst. Basically, here's 5 things that we don't want to see happen. That's what this is.
Yeah, basically, we decided to take 5 shows from our childhood that we did not want to see getting rebooted because know it's been happening.
Hollywood keeps ruining our childhood, and these are things that aren't necessarily going to ruin our childhood because these are just things that should never. Because even some of the things where they've ruined the childhood, they're things I want to see as movies. They just screwed them up.
I mean, you got to look at them. They're doing Jim. They've done Sailor Moon.
Right.
They're doing the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. I mean, they're scrambling right now.
Is Amy Jo Johnson going to be in that?
I doubt it, but I mean...
She's still pretty.
I don't know. Sorry, Amy Jo.
You know the yellow one died.
Yeah, Trini... her name was... It's really hard to pronounce, and I never can pronounce it properly. But yes, Trini unfortunately lost. I want to say that it was in 2000.
Was it cancer?
No, it was a car crash.
Car crash.
Car wreck. Yeah,
I can remember. I just remember hearing about that. So I didn't really watch the Power Rangers though.
I was a huge Power Rangers.
It was
fan.
a little after. My time,
that was past year. Yeah.
But so I guess I'm gonna kick us off.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I want to start off with a cartoon show that I loved because I got to learn the Happy Dance. I got to learn about Log.
And you can go suck eggs!
Yes, you can go suck eggs! Because Ren and Stimpy was basically, before we got South Park level of vulgarity, we had Ren and Stimpy when I was growing up.
Well, I got some bad news for you.
They're not.
They already did.
Wait, what?
Spike TV brought back Ren and Stimpy for 13 unedited episodes in 2007 or 8.
I missed that entirely.
You can go check it out. It was horrible. They dubbed them the lost episodes because they were like, oh, these have never aired. But they were all brand new episodes with other stuff from the previous cut into it. And it was just bad. I'm sorry. Spike TV, when they were doing the whole Man Channel situation,
I remember
they tried to bring it back, and it was so
I missed that. I'm
bad.
glad I missed it. So
yeah, it lasted for all of about 3 months and then went directly to DVD.
Well, see, and this is why it's on my list. I could have told you. You could have called me, Spike. That's what you should do. Hollywood, you want to know what to make and not make? Just call me. I will tell you. It's going to be a terrible idea, and I'll be right.
All right, so if we're going to go cartoon-wise, I'm also going to cartoon. I don't know if I can pull this off, because as a piece of information, I can't whistle really well.
Oh, okay.
Nope, I'm going to give it up. I was going to whistle the theme song for Doug. But
Doug.
Apparently I can't really whistle anymore.
I never watched it, but I remember seeing commercials. That was a little white kid with the weird curly hair.
Doug Funny and Skeeter honk honk.
Yeah.
Plus you had Patty Mayonnaise and
Patty
Roger
Mayonnaise.
Klotz.
That's why I know this, because her voice. She's actually one of the actresses in Orange Is the New Black.
That is
she's
correct.
the yoga.
Yep.
I forget the actress's name.
Exactly. Yeah, she is the yoga instructor lady. But the thing is, Doug was great, and it ran originally on Nickelodeon. It was one of the very first Nicktoons that came out.
Isn't that pretty much what Diary of a Wimpy Kid is?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
That really basically Doug?
Ish.
Right.
And then, what happened was Doug left Nickelodeon, and they went over because they got bought out. Disney bought him for the Disney ABC Saturday mornings. And this was when they all went to high school, and the town had to be remodeled, and the high school was shaped after BB's head. And it was weird. It was just this weird thing, and I'm not going to say I didn't watch it, but this is an example of them having also rebooted something or continued something, and it just didn't work out very well. It was not good. And I don't think it ever needs to come back. Because
sometimes you reboot things. You know they did reboot something from that time frame recently.
What?
Boy Meets World.
They did, but it's not really a reboot. It's a continuation, and it's Girl Meets World. I haven't seen it yet.
So I went ahead. I mean, obviously, it's not a show I'm ever going to watch completely because it's geared for.
Well, and it's not. I don't have that same time
it's a
area.
Group, a third of my age at this point. But I was just curious to see if they were going to try and use the same format. Now, was Boy Meets World that bad? And I just don't remember it.
The first two seasons were very Full House-ish.
Oh, this is worse. This is worse.
But it's a Disney sitcom. It's not an ABC
formula,
sitcom.
And they're using laugh tracks. They're using adult laugh tracks on a kid's. I'm like,
That's probably going to be a mess. And I'm really sad to hear that because, I mean, Fred Savage totally needs to still have a job. So. And I'm not gonna lie, I still have the biggest crush on her.
Danielle Fishel?
Ever.
Oh, she's cute.
Hey girl, if you were out there, call me. You were on my list.
Isn't
I
she
get a free
married
pass.
with kids
I don't
something?
know, don't care, whattever. Call me. We can talk. We'll do lunch.
But,
so what's your next one?
Mine are all cartoons. I know yours aren't, so this whole list is going to be cartoons. Thundercats.
Thunder.
I love Thundercats, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't touch it though. Leave it the hell alone.
So, another one on your list. Cartoon Network rebooted Thundercats in an anime-esque style featuring Chuck as the voice of Lion-O.
Why?
And this happened in 2012 to 2013. It was quickly canceled and taken right off the shelves. Also, they have a Thundercats very like Lego called The Legend of Chimera, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, no, I know about that. But
yeah, they brought Thundercats back like 4 times now. Sorry. And they keep doing it. This is going to be like a fun list for me because I get to keep doing this. This is...
Son of a bitch.
I keep getting out and they pull me back in.
Yeah, I know. I won't watch it.
All right, do you want me to...
No, please, just go. Damn it.
All right, I got another cartoon, and this is more... I'm sorry. Look, the fans that circle around Jonan Vasquez, who is Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Squee, and pretty much you will know who he is if you've ever walked inside of any Hot Topic ever, because he is the most merchandising SOB I've ever seen. There's one show I don't, and I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says, Invader Zim never needs to come back. It was done when it got canceled. It never should have been brought back for the last season. It was over. I get it that there's some good stuff in it,
but... That would be like if Foamy the Squirrel was to die.
Still going!
Yeah, why, you know...
Foamy
and I love Foamy.
I hate that. I can't stand it now.
Just stop him. Just
stop. Yeah, and by the way, Jonan Vasquez is also getting another show on Disney this time. You'd think he would learn that he's just not a good fit for children's networks, but whatever.
That's a little weird. That feels...
Whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh, all right.
What you got?
Dino Riders.
Oh, man. That's like Jason the Wheel Warriors area.
Yeah, so this is basically like... For all of you who love Transformers and didn't have Dinobots yet, because this is before Dinobots was a thing.
Yep.
This is long before Dinobots
Dino Riders was early 80s, am I right? Early.
I'm an old fart. I'm sorry.
But, I mean, no, I understand.
You know.
Basically, I'm pretty sure there was a meeting around, and there were some executives going, okay, so we got to figure out what kids like today. And then somebody in the corner goes, dinosaurs with armor and people who ride them. Done.
And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I mean, this is me when I was like 5 or 6 or 7-ish. And
was your mind blown by the idea that dudes were riding dinosaurs that had guns on them that shot lasers?
Yes. It was like G.I. Joe meets Transformers meets dinosaurs. I mean, it was just... It was everything I could hope in an awesome Saturday morning cartoon, but don't bring it back.
Don't bring it back.
Leave it the hell alone. And you know why you should leave it the hell alone? Transformers 4.
And no, I'm just kidding. They didn't bring that one back. It's really screw with you at this point.
You son of a bitch.
Well, see, in 2008 they brought Dino Riders back in Canada for a special. Oh, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure it's in Korea somewhere, though.
It probably is. All right. So I'll go over another one. I already did Doug and Invader Zim. So this is where we start moving into the live action shows that were very popular, starting to become popular when I was growing up. Because, I mean, I was in the era where children's television was booming. It had just been a thing. Nickelodeon was just established as a channel in the early 90s and things like that. So Salute Your Shorts was a camp on Awana. It was a sitcom with...
I have no idea what this even is.
It was basically a sitcom about a bunch of kids at a camp and all the crazy things that they do with characters such as Budnick and Donkey Lips.
Who the...
Oh, man, it was such a good show, and it's so totally bad, and you can tell it was filmed with, like, a hand cam when you go back and watch it. Right, because it was a bad show. But it was great at the time.
I don't even know this show a little bit. So is this like Meatballs for kids?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Okay. It is kind of, sort of like Meatballs for kids, and wacky adventures always happened, and bad stuff. It was really a good show,
cute. But I just
never should come back. That or Hey Dude should never come back. Okay. So... Whew. All right, what you got?
So before we get to my last one, I wanted to talk...
your last one?
Yeah, well, wasn't it? I did Ren and Stimpy. I did Dino Riders. I did Thunder... Oh, you're right. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do one more. We got a break before we do our last ones, and I totally lost count. Rugrats is my next one, my number 4. Rugrats was technically after my time, but I did watch it because I still watched cartoons when I was in high school. I mean, because
everybody does. I still watch cartoons. I'm a 28-year-old man.
I was about to say I'm 36 and I still watch cartoons.
Yeah.
I did just admit a minute ago I watched Girl Meets World, so this shouldn't be a huge surprise. Rugrats was cute. It wasn't great. It was cute. It shouldn't... Now, I know there was a Rugrats movie, but it was like right after the show. What the hell are you looking at me for?
Actually, Nickelodeon's brought Rugrats back, and they made them pre-pubescent
But that was like
teens.
right after the show, wasn't it?
Nah, it was a couple
Son of a
years. It was
bitch.
the show happened, and the movie came out, and then they brought it back for basically like Rugrats Extreme.
I was going to use the movie as the reason not to bring this back, because the movie was terrible.
It was bad. It was real bad. I don't care what you say about it, y'all. It was bad.
And that's why I was going to say, don't bring this shit. You son of a bitch!
Yes! I get to all day, and it's so great. You got anything? You got anything? You got anything to say about
No,
Rugrats?
I'm done, bastard.
All right. Another one that they should never bring back, even though it was one of my favorite things on television, and I'm still to this day confused how nobody can put together that stupid silver monkey statue, is Legends of the Hidden Temple, baby.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Where is Kirk and where is Old Mac at? That's what I want to know.
No, I'm with you.
You know, I kind of want that one to come
yeah,
back, but it'll never have that same like 1990s competitive. We're giving away Crossfire. You know, the Crossfire board game.
Yeah.
Crossfire.
That would be like bringing back Double Dare.
Don't get caught. Oh, they did that too.
Did they
Double
really?
Dare was on, canceled, came back for Double Dare 2000.
That's right.
Also, Wild and Crazy Kids was on that got canceled.
What's his face?
Brought it back
It
was Mark Summers.
Mark Summers.
And that, part of the reason that he hates, by the way, a piece of information for you: Mark Summers hates Nickelodeon slime, and he almost quit over the first time that they slimed him. They didn't tell him that was gonna happen. He almost quit. Just done. But kids' game shows in the 90s were awesome.
Oh, they were awesome. I mean, yeah, they actually were. I'm not gonna lie. But don't
bring it back. You'll ruin it.
Leave it alone. All right.
What's your last one?
So before we get to the last one, talk about last week's best stuff for just a minute. So last week we talked a little bit of our top 5 cheesy movies.
We did. Yeah.
We had a viewer response, sort of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what Steven's going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and drop in. Last week we talked about top 5 horror movies, and we got somebody who recorded a video response, and we're going to go ahead and play that for you before
you might know her if you watch one of our other shows.
It's called Bookworm.
Yeah, Whitney from Bookworm, and take it away, Whitney.
Hey guys, it's Whitney from Bookworm. I wanted to do my own best of list for cheesy horror films because the horror genre itself is very near and dear to my black little heart. So here we go. My first on my list is Planet Terror. It is from Robert Rodriguez, as he's the director, 2007, and it's the second part of the Grindhouse films with Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. And a little interesting factoid, they have fake trailers, movie trailers, and that's how Machete got made, which ended up getting a sequel. It's kind of a horror movie too, but I don't really know. But Planet Terror definitely counts as a cheesy horror film. It's hysterical. The girl has a machine gun for a leg, who was once a stripper, Cherry. I mean, you gotta love Cherry. My second movie is a classic, and I am blown away that you didn't put this on your list, guys. Phantasm. 1979, Don Coscarelli. Come on. And I've got 2 words for you. Flying orbs. That's the cheese factor. That's all you need. It's such a great movie, though. The blood and the orb flying around, it's just hysterical. Okay. The third movie on my list I actually saw for the first time at Knoxville Horror Film Fest, they've got great shows. And I saw Juan of the Dead. It is a Cuban film, and the original title is Juan de los Muertos, I believe is how you pronounce it. But it's really good. It's got some black humor in it, some dark humor, but it still qualifies as a horror movie. They're killing zombies. And the end it's an interesting take on it. He's really funny. I really like him a lot. You need to check out Juan of the Dead. I also have Silent Night, Deadly Night. Talk about the ultimate cheese in a horror movie. It's hysterical. Again, and I'm saying hysterical a lot, and I'm sorry, but to me, when you talk about horror, you've got to have the funny jumps, where you throw your popcorn in the air, and I'm that person. So, but then you also have the cheesy kill scenes, and the slasher, and the blood squirting everywhere. And the 70s and 80s did that the best. That's where a lot of the cheese factor comes from. And so Deadly Night, Deadly Night is a guy who dresses up as Santa and goes around killing everybody. Not exactly what I wanted for Christmas, but I kind of would rather have the lump of coal. But I don't know. And then my last one is John Dies at the End. And I know that Steven for sure is going to argue with me and tell me that, or Rev, He's going to argue with me and tell me that John Dies at the End does not qualify because it's too humorous or fantasy, but it's soy sauce. Watch it and let me know. The book itself has a lot of kills, a lot of blood, a lot of scare. You have the meat monster. I don't understand how that couldn't qualify as horror. And so I'm going to go ahead and argue against that right now. And then, of course, you all did your honorable mention. One of them was Gremlins, which is also horror. I don't care what you guys say. Funny doesn't mean it's not horror. But a little interesting fact on that as well is, did you guys know that it shared a set with Back to the Future? Bet you didn't. And if you did, well, I guess I can't really pull anything on you guys. You are the ultimate geeks. So thanks for letting me have this few minutes to throw this in, because it's horror, and who doesn't want to talk about horror movies? So just check us out, stay tuned, and don't forget to watch Bookworms too. Bye!
So yeah, Whitney, you're absolutely right. John Dies in the End, not a horror movie.
Nor is Gremlins. Gremlins not a horror movie at all.
No,
Sorry.
no. But I liked your list.
I did like the list. I mean, I gotta give it to you. And yet,
Dawn of the Dead.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. So we talked about the infamous Garbage Day.
Yeah, we totally did. And then, yes, I love Dawn of the Dead. I have seen that movie.
I've never seen that, so that's one I gotta add to my list, and I'm gonna have to watch it.
Totally watch it.
Never seen it.
It's very good. It's I probably still have it recorded downstairs.
Well, I might have to
floating on stars for a while.
Might have to pop on down there and give it an old view.
But yeah, no, and just like, yeah, call us. This
Send
is what
us
you
more
do.
stuff. We want, yeah,
give
give it to us.
Because we want to hear more.
We want to put you on the station.
We want to hear much about your things and stuff and junk.
All right. So what's your last one?
Last. Please God, have nothing to say about this. You may not even know this show.
I do.
Oh, God damn it. Silverhawks. Now, Silverhawks is Gem meets Transformers meets G.I. Joe meets the Power Rangers. Like, this was a guitar-playing rock band in space on transforming robot. It was just, like, it was... the marketing department for I don't know who the hell this was.
It was the marketing in the 80s. They go, what are all the things kids love? Screw it. Shove them in one show.
One show. And when you're 9, you eat this stuff up.
Literally, they had cereal.
Walking back or watching it now, it's terrible.
Oh, bad. It's
I don't ever want to see this show resurrected. For the love of God, do not look at me and tell me it was resurrected, because I will punch you in the face.
I'm gonna keep the safety of this one and just whoop.
It wasn't, was it?
You can Wikipedia it later.
Were you serious?
I'm just saying. Well, I don't know if it was actually done. I don't know if they officially brought Silverhawks back, but I know that at one point when Battle of the Planets, which is also known as G-Hawks or something like that, Cartoon Network was talking about. But Cartoon Network was talking about bringing a lot of those shows back and putting them on Toonami for the afternoon.
Well, thank God they didn't.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say they didn't.
Okay.
I live in a world that didn't happen.
All right,
I'm just saying.
but they mentioned it.
It was a great show at the time. But seriously, don't.
So the one show that I have that should never be brought back, and is one of the ultimate pieces of my childhood, and I think that no matter what you like, you will also find that you loved this show.
Uh-oh.
For your approval, I submit to the Midnight Society.
Okay.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Now, because again, after my time, though.
It doesn't matter what age you are. That was a good show. Because there are episodes that I probably still can't watch to this day. I'm a grown-ass man, and I cannot watch some episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark, because I just won't do it. It will give me horrible nightmares.
Wow.
I just can't do it. I just can't.
But don't bring it back.
No, don't bring it back. It was bad enough it got past the latter seasons. They started switching out the kids because they were getting older. And
because it happens. You
went
get old.
Terribly. Horribly wrong. So don't bring it back.
Don't bring it back. No.
Don't do it. No more.
We're afraid of you bringing back. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, I'm afraid of what would happen. That's what I'm afraid of.
I do have a couple honorable mentions.
Oh, go for it.
So, please never make a He-Man... Oh, sorry, Dolph Lundgren.
Masters of the Universe, in my opinion, is actually a pretty good film.
It was terrible.
Loved it.
It was terrible.
Loved it.
Don't ever bring back Inspector... Matthew Broderick.
I don't have anything to say about...
I love Matthew Broderick, and I like Michelle Trachtenberg, but they...
Yeah,
She was Penny. Do you remember that? I mean, granted, she was like this tall when she was Penny, but...
Yeah. What?
She's cute, y'all. It's okay.
She was. Harriet the Spy. Just throwing it out there.
But yeah. So what I do want to see, though, I really do want to see a Voltron movie.
No, I don't. I want nothing to do with it. And I don't, because,
they're going to ruin it.
Of all the properties that they've rebooted, Fox has done it, ABC's done it, Cartoon Network's done it. Everybody has had their own Voltron show. And they've all been terrible.
I don't want to see a show. No. I want to see a
Cartoon
Voltron.
Network
I want
made.
to see a live-action Voltron
Oh,
movie.
they didn't make a live action, but yeah.
I'm talking. I want to take in Transformers to Voltron, but
Well,
don't give it to Michael Bay.
Yeah.
But because I don't need booms and shots of dudes coming out of cars and shit.
I don't really have a lot.
But I
want to
see a Voltron movie.
I don't have a lot of honorable mentions, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much, I just want to say stop digging through my childhood for things to
And ruining
remake
it.
or reboot or whatever. Just stop. I would rather see original, ideas and go
Like
get some writers off the street
Fraggle
who are
Rock,
starving.
for example, there's still a rumor that that's going to get rebooted.
I hope not. And
I hope not,
I'm going to
too.
say this, and people
I
are
have
going to
all
get
the original
super
ones.
mad.
I have it on
I don't
DVD. I
like
love
Fraggle Rock anymore.
That's all right. You're not allowed to.
I used to, but I just can't. I can't get down
I love
with
the
it these days.
Dozers, man. They're the awesomest.
I'll watch the Muppet Show forever.
The
though.
only reason I even know about the Fraggles, in the 80s, we rented Who's That Girl? That was a Madonna movie in the 80s. For those
I actually
of you
know
who don't
that. That's weird.
My cousin was visiting, and she wanted to watch it, and we'd never rented a pay-per-view movie before, but it's like $5, and my parents were like, fine. Well, this was back before you had, like, remote ordering. You'd call the cable company.
Yeah, you had to call
And they
them,
had
give
a
the box
problem
number
figuring out
and-
they had a problem figuring it out, so they just turned...
Free Disney Channel.
Well, they just unscrambled all of our channels for the movie, and then forgot to turn it off, and it was...
And no one ever called them to
So
tell
we got
them.
HBO for, like, 9 years.
It's crazy.
I watched the hell out of Fraggle
I
Rock.
bet. All right, well,
So-
that's all I got for this week.
That's it for me, too. But next week, we got a lot going on
We
next week,
do got a lot
folks.
going on.
Next week's not just a big week for a couple of reasons. So tonight, for not as you're recording this, but tonight as you're watching this, I probably, without Mr. Ashton, will be going to see
Lucy,
because I'm super excited about freaking Lucy.
I just kind of cooled off with the idea of it.
But there's something coming up next.
Guardians of the Galaxy!
Next Friday.
I'm really
is the
excited.
Gardens of Galaxy.
And we'll be able, and the week follow the week. You know what? We may just. I mean, we'll be doing that live show on August 2nd. So
You need to come out August 2nd, week from tomorrow. You need to find out what we think about freaking Guardians of the Galaxy, because
Yup.
we're going to be talking about it.
We will.
I'm going to warn your ass. You're going to want to watch the movie, because on camera, we're not going to spoil the film.
No, but
off camera,
yeah.
it's all going to be...
It's
yeah.
all, yeah. And
So-
as far as we're going to have people there, and they're probably going to be laughing and interacting with us and,
Yes.
and doing all sorts of stuff. So, I mean,
It'll be fun.
yeah,
it'll be
we're
fun.
not keeping people quiet. So expect there to be background noise.
We wear headset mics to take care of most of the noise levels, and y'all just have some fun, because it's a
Absolutely.
bar. I mean, yeah.
That's
totally.
what stuff happens.
And
And don't
that
forget,
bar
it's the buy beer for the kids
Yes.
event as well. So come out.
And we're
$3,
kids, by the way.
man.
We're
$3.
kids. We're kids.
$3. It's for East Tennessee Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Get owns it.
Absolutely. Until next Monday, I guess that's it.
Well, don't forget to subscribe to
us.
us. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
On the YouTube, you should subscribe to us. There's
And,
even a button right here.
Boop.
So you can click that button and you're done.
All right.
That's all good.
I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I don't know. You can stay. I'm getting out of here.
Ah!
I'm packed up. No,
Well, you know, after this crap, I'm flipping the table anyway. You've ruined my childhood!